Welcome to the LFA 182 preliminary fights on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. We will kick off the action with a men's flyweight clash between two unbeatens, Nicholas Gjelaj and Shad Walters. Tail of the tape presented by Book Your Billboard. There we go. We are set to go. And check out the numbers. Walters is 29 years old. Gjelaj 6 years younger and an inch taller. Gjelaj will have a 2-inch reach advantage, and Walters missed weight badly. He will pay Gjelaj a penalty. Ron Kruk alongside Alan Joban from here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota to get the action going. Here is the voice of the LFA, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube for LFA 182 preliminary action. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Flyweight division, brought to you tonight by Book Your Own Billboard. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5'7", weighed in 125.8 pounds. He holds a professional record, 1 win, 0 defeats. Representing Jackson Wink MMA, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Nicholas the Jedi Gjelaj. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a kickboxer standing 5'6", weighed in 128.4 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing the Northern Illinois Combat Club, fighting out of Rockford, Illinois, the relentless Shad Walters. Your referee in charge of the action, Bobby Wambacher.
All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up if you want.
Undefeated fighters in the flyweight division. Nicholas Gjelaj, 1-0. He comes in as the favorite at -180 according to Bet Online. Shad Walters is a +155 underdog. Set to go from here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban.
Oh!
And just like that, Alan.
Oh my goodness.
Over and out.
Oh my God.
This could be a record.
He just said one effing punch. There was one punch thrown by Shad Walters.
Shad Walters ends this fight in an instant.
Are you kidding me?
What a shot. And we're gonna have to get the official time to see if we have a record here to kick off the LFA 182 preliminary action.
It feels like it could be a record, Ron, because a lot of times the follow-up, the cleanup for the referee to step in takes time. It didn't take any time. Let's just watch this play out. Here comes Shad Walters' counter right here with the left hand.
Oh my.
On the button.
Right on the target is right, Alan.
We could watch this entire fight a few times.
Yes, we could.
And you can see, wow, I mean, it was just right on the button, the perfect man. You look how relaxed Nicholas Gjelaj is, though. He's just kind of falling into a tempo right here, throwing effortless kicks, right? But he just didn't see this hook come around his guard. And Shad Walters, I mean, the perfect placement with the perfect amount of power. No need for a cleanup. Nicholas Gjelaj is in disbelief right now.
He really is. And it's good to see him up, but huge victory for the 29-year-old Shad Walters. Training at the Northern Illinois Combat Club, comes in with a 2-0 record here in the LFA. He's going to keep that spotless record intact. a highlight reel knockout to get us going. Let's find out the official time from Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee in charge of the action stops this fight at 11 seconds out of the first round, declaring your winner by KO, the relentless Shad Walters.
Relentless is very true.
I mean, both of these guys could do backflips.
Coming in with back-to-back finishes, now make it 3 in a row. Shad Walters, the 29-year-old, remains undefeated, earns his 3rd straight win, and gives Nicholas Gjelaj his first professional defeat. I mean, that's how we kick off the prelims here,
My
Alan.
goodness.
My goodness.
You got to feel for Nicholas Gjelaj, the guy. I mean, I know he's only got 1 win, Ron, but he's undefeated. So he hasn't tasted defeat, and he tastes defeat like that?
Yes.
In the LFA, I mean, it was 11 seconds so quickly. You could see he wanted to get things going, just didn't have any time in this fight.
Yeah, it comes in with a 5-2 amateur career, but 1-0 here in the LFA. But Nicholas Gjelaj now 1-1 after being on the receiving end of that big knockout from Shad Walters. Well, this is the 18th event the LFA has done here in South Dakota after the promotion made history when the RFA, staged the first ever sanctioned MMA event right here in the Mount Rushmore State. That was back in 2014. To celebrate, the LFA has put together a stacked card, and here's a preview what's coming up on UFC Fight Pass.
Began 10 years ago with the first MMA event sanctioned in South Dakota. And in that time, the result has been undeniable. The promotion that got it started has hosted 21 events in the state, which have produced 47 future UFC fighters. Now, to celebrate a decade of MMA excellence in the Mount Rushmore State, LFA returns with LFA 182. Merciless Mitch McKee is an NCAA Division I All-American wrestler from the University of Minnesota and one of the most decorated wrestlers in his state's history. Now undefeated in MMA, McKee has continued that success in the octagon and returns fresh off of winning the LFA Fans' Choice Awards Fight of the Year. He will face Jose Nano Hernandez, who is Nebraska's next big thing with a fearsome reputation as a wrestler's kryptonite. The professional boxer showed how he gained his notoriety in his last bout when he dethroned a regional champion and former collegiate wrestler who was riding an 8-fight win streak. Live from the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, LFA 182 starts now.
What a card we have for you coming up on UFC Fight Pass. There is the main event, a real key matchup in the LFA Bantamweight division as merciless Mitch McKee, the former University of Minnesota Golden Gopher wrestler, locks horns with 30-year-old Jose Hernandez, the striking specialist and professional boxer. That's the main event, but a stacked card, Alan, from top to bottom as we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the LFA staging the first ever sanctioned event here in the great state of South Dakota. Get in on the action tonight by scanning the QR code on the screen. Get in on the fun at Bet Online. There are our odds as we check out Mitch McKee in the main event, a big -425 favorite. The comeback on Jose Hernandez, +325. You see the rest of the matchups. That's going to be a fun one in the lightweight division between undefeated Keita Colson and the newcomer Cedric Gunnison. Colson -285 favorite. come back on Gunnison plus 225. And the big one, as you pointed out, another University of Minnesota wrestler, Michael Blockus, making his LFA debut against the veteran Jonathan Griffin. Blockus a 6-1 favorite. Alan, stat card, as always, give us a fight that you're going to keep an eye on.
Oh my goodness! I mean, there's a ton of really good matchups on this card. The one that jumped off the page for me right away, though, Ron, is that lightweight matchup. Nikita Coulson, Cedric Gunnison. Keep your eyes peeled on this fight, guys. This is the fight tonight that you really need to take a hold of. When you look at Cedric Gunnison, he is known for taking tough fights. That's kind of his MO.
Right.
He's been fighting up his entire career. You look at his opponent's win-loss record, it speaks for itself. He's faced very experienced opponents. He's that guy that they call. When a promoter can't find someone to fight the tough guy, they call Cedric Gunnison, and he takes these fights time after time, and he has proven himself. They gave him another one, Ron. Nikita Coulson, this guy does it all. I mean, he really has no weaknesses that I have seen so far. He is an athlete. He is powerful. He has great striking, tremendous hips, takedowns. These guys both came into the room and met with us. Both of them, the intensity. You can feel the intensity. Neither guy,
without a doubt.
Like, neither one of them is going to take a step back in that matchup. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that one. And then, you know, an interesting one here as well, Ron, is in this flyweight division. Nate Smith right here going against Christian Castaria. I'm going to get his name a little bit better as we go on along
you got it.
in this broadcast. But two guys again, Christian Inastria. There we go. Christian the Kraken Inastria.
Right.
I mean, this guy is supremely confident, and it's showing that he's a favorite right here in this fight. But do not tell that to Nate Smith.
Nope.
He would not be happy. Nate
No.
Smith came to this fight on a mission to prove a point. He almost used the words, I want to bully this guy. I want to have my way with him. I mean, he was supremely confident, Nate Smith, that he would, in this fight, devastatingly, Christian Inastria, he didn't feel that would happen. So, interesting matchup right there. Some fun matchups that our matchmakers put together on this card, Ron.
Nate Smith, of course, the former title challenger in the flyweight division. Lost to Victor Altamirano, who's now in the UFC. Returns for the first time since LFA number 170. Coming up to our second preliminary bout tonight, and it's a matchup in the welterweight division, and the tail of the tape is powered by VetTix. Ya the second puts his spotless record on the line against another unbeaten athlete in James Martin. Ya 24, Martin 5 years his elder. Ya is 2 inches taller and will enjoy a 5-inch reach advantage. Both fighters tip the scales at 170.4 pounds. Once again, for the fighter introductions, here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA welterweight division, brought to you tonight by VetTix. Give something to those who gave. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, this jiu-jitsu style fighter stands 6 foot tall, weighing in 170.4 pounds. He holds a professional record, 1 win, 0 defeats. That win coming by way of submission. Representing Lycans Den MMA, fighting out of Urbana, Illinois, the White Wolf, James Martin. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter, standing 6'2", weighted 170.4 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of submission. Representing Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy and Scott Morton Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Ya the second. Your referee in charge of the action, Bobby Wambacher.
All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up if you want.
Very intense stare down between these two undefeated welterweights. The favorite in this one, that's the underdog, James Martin. He is a plus 350. Ya the second comes in, according to Bet Online, as a minus 450 favorite. Ya with the red tape and the white trunks. Martin, blue tape, white shorts, and sort of blue hair, I think, as well.
Ron, I was very interested to see how James Martin would start this fight. In his last fight that I watched, very unorthodox. He comes out with an Imanari roll, which is basically you kind of like roll on your back, Granby roll type to the leg, and it's somebody usually that does an Imanari roll means they have leg locks. He has an unorthodox approach. He will put himself in bad positions to get great submissions. He needs to watch himself, though, against somebody like Imaya. Imaya is a very, you see, physically very well built for the weight class at welterweight.
Absolutely.
Just a good foundation. I think he's an opponent that he actually said, I want to test out that black belt of James Martin.
Ya went undefeated as an amateur, 7-0, 4 victories coming via knockout, 2-0 as a pro, a win via submission and 1 decision. Martin got a win in his pro debut. That was back in October. Rear naked choke win over Brandon Guy. That was a first-round win. Black belt in karate, started karate at age 4. Black belt in BJJ as well. Legacy Fighting Alliance number 182 action here on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. Make sure you're following the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting.
You mentioned Martin being a black belt in karate, although I mentioned how he has an unorthodox approach in jiu-jitsu, but you're seeing that karate style kind of play out right now. Both men trying to kind of get a feel for one another, letting the nervous energy kind of expel itself from the cage, but Martin switching stances a lot. He's throwing that jab out there, having a look, and he switches as he just did again. Puts the jab out there. He's got to get in a feeler. He's looking to see how Ya's going to respond to these, and Ya hasn't really capitalized on anything yet.
Coming off, go ahead, Alan.
I was just going to say, a lot of times, Martin seems pretty comfortable in both stances. A lot of times when people switch, they have an offensive attack in mind, but their defense is somewhat lacking, but he seems very comfortable thus far, Ron.
Definitely.
Hey, be light. Be light, just touch. Fight right.
Ya's third fight in 6 months, second of 2024, fought in January, comes in as Tapology's number 4 ranked welterweight in Nebraska, and nice flurry from James Martin to push Ya back.
That was a sneaky little head kick right there. You saw Martin.
Follows it up with a strong kick to the ribs.
Martin set up that head kick, putting both his arms out to force Ya to kind of close his guard. He's trying to sneak that kick. And look how quick those kicks are, those left kicks of Martin.
And now Ya comes in looking for a single leg takedown. Martin sprawling, grabbing the neck of Ya.
This is what Martin said, right? I want to test out that black belt, but look how quickly that transition was into that shot.
Absolutely. And now it's Martin fighting to get Ya to the ground. Beautiful defense there from Ya to aggressive balance.
Yeah, both men had to go, right? Both men showed pretty decent takedown defense. Martin's showing he's a little bit more relentless on it though, right? If he gets the fight to the ground, it feels like this is where he's very comfortable. I think Ya was taking the fight to the ground to mix things up. He wasn't liking what he was seeing on the feet.
We are at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 18th time the LFA has done a show here. This was also the site of the MMA bubble that the Legacy Fighting Alliance created back in 2020 when, of course, the COVID pandemic hit, and we were very fortunate and blessed to be able to work during that period as the LFA and the Sanford Pentagon, the city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We were able to do 8 shows in this building, no fans, but it was a great time to keep working in a very difficult time. Now look at this, James Martin.
Yeah.
Attacking the leg.
Looking for the leg here. Martin's out of it. Good way to finish the round on top like this. He did a little bit of damage as well. It makes it a little bit tougher to score. Although I did have a Martin round. I had Martin winning. A good job for Ya with a late finish, looking strong there.
Strong way to end that opening round. These welterweights will go to the second round. Ya training at the Skywalker 101, a boxing academy. Danny Molina in his corner, and we'll check out some of the highlights in the opening frame.
Yeah, you see that body kick slide in there. And look, when you land a kick like that, you know you can set other kicks up later. That's probably why Martin went to the head kick after that. Later on in the round, you see this. I felt like Ya was behind in this round. Gets that takedown with about 20 seconds left. And smart move on him, not only getting the takedown, but knowing I need to land some damage. I need to make this worth it to the judges in their eyes. He evaded the leg lock defense. You have to be cautious of that. If you go to the ground with Martin, you know he's going to be looking for some sneaky submissions.
James Martin, 6 months after getting a win in his pro debut, looking for his 5th consecutive victory in a row when you include his amateur career. He is Tapology's #8 ranked welterweight in Iowa. Comes in with a 100% finishing rate as a pro and amateur. All 8 of those wins, Alan, coming via submission. Round number 2 underway. Ron Crucken, Alan Joban with you. If you haven't done so, make sure you get to UFCFightPass.com. Sign up. UFC Fight Pass, your exclusive home of the Legacy Fighting Alliance.
You know, in that first round, it seemed like Ya didn't really want to commit on the strikes, right? He's not really putting a lot of power. He's kind of just feeling them out, not stepping into it. I felt like he was losing the striking. Nothing devastating really landed in that round, but I felt like he was a step behind in the striking on the feet to Martin. I'd like to see Ya step in a little more. I've seen his fights. He's a good fundamentals all around. I think he could have some more success on the feet and then maybe set up those takedowns a little bit easier, but thus far he hasn't really committed to anything on the feet.
Right.
It's been a lot of pawing actions. There's one of them.
As you mentioned, went 7-0 as an amateur and 4 victories via knockout, so he has that punching power. Wrestled 1 year at NJCAA Iowa Western Community College.
I wonder if it's the fear of getting taken down by Martin, you know? Martin is a good grappler.
Very dangerous on the ground, no doubt about it. As we mentioned, black belt in BJJ, and 8 submission wins, 7 wins as an amateur. He had 2 arm bars, Alan, 1 rear naked choke, 1 Kimura, 1 knee bar, 1 triangle, and 1 heel hook.
My goodness.
I mean, that's
a good selection.
Exactly, the variety pack.
Yeah, I mean, the typical MMA submission package is 3 rear naked chokes. It's, you know, it's the high percentage.
Right.
Not Martin.
Switch 4. Switch 4, Jay.
When we were speaking, I like what I saw out of Ya. He went for the takedown. I think he was just showing him, look, I can level change, be aware of it, and he threw a head kick as well. Starting to kind of diversify up his attack on the feet. I think he needs to keep doing that, have some success with it, and then also it'll help him if he's looking for those late takedowns at the end of the round as well.
Take center, James. James, touch him twice. Again. 1, 2. Go to the left, right.
Corner of James Martin, training at the Lycan's Den MMA, Mark Miller and Dan Hornbuckle.
Now, switch left, King.
And right from Martin. Oh, beautiful counter from Ya.
Ya seems to be finding his groove a little bit more in this round. That first round was a close one to score, by the way. I had Martin up the majority of the round. I thought Ya finished the round very strong. I think you could see some split judging on that one.
Sure. Very close round, no doubt about it.
And this one close as well, right? But I feel like Ya's starting to kind of find his rhythm again on the feet. Oh, nice counter strike right there by Martin.
Caught him, and now Ya looking for a takedown. Got the single leg, but it's Martin transitions to attacking the arm now. Beautiful transition from James Martin.
Yeah, doing a nice job keeping those hips heavy so that Martin doesn't sweep him right there. That's what he was looking for. Got himself a full mount. He's in a really good spot right now. Less than a minute to go.
Plenty of time to work from this spot. Mounts up, tries to get an elbow through. Blocked by James Martin.
You see what type of creativity Martin has right here to get himself out of a bad position. Oh, look, he's spinning into another leg. He's taking the back right here. He's going to try to probably spin and take this leg.
Yeah, making him pay, his corner says. James Martin's corner said, don't worry about those punches. Easier said than done. And now, yeah, plants Martin again on his back inside the guard of James Martin. But time winding down here in the second round. We will move on to the third round between these two undefeated welterweights. Emma Ya, the second, out of Omaha, Nebraska, coming in with a 2-0 record. James Martin, 1-0, fighting out of Illinois. And there's Emma Ya, the second. Big round for him, Alan.
Yeah, I think he finally got a little more confident in there, comfortable rather in the pocket, started landing his strikes a little bit more, inching in, putting a little more pop on it. You mentioned he's got knockout power. We didn't see a lot of it in the first round. Honestly, Ron, both of these rounds are very closely contested. I can see this 1-1 going into the third round.
I agree with you. I think we have an even fight. Martin, I think, did a little more damage in the first. Gave him that one. Emma Ya, much more active in the second round. So, at least according to our scorecards, Alan, we got a fight that's all tied up at 1 going into the third and final round. Our referee, Bobby Wambacher, gets the action going.
You could really see Martin's corner imploring him to push this pace, right? Don't let this fight slip out of the hands. I think if you're the coach in any one of these corners, you got to be telling your fighter the same thing. Look, it's probably tied up. We don't know what they're scoring this. These are very close rounds. You have to stand out, make an impact in this last and final round.
Great crowd here as always. The Sanford Pentagon, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You are watching Legacy Fighting Alliance number 182. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban cage side tonight. Got a huge card for you coming up on UFC Fight Pass. Mitch McKee, the undefeated former University of Minnesota wrestler, taking on the striking specialist in Jose Hernandez.
Oh.
That is the main event. Ya puts Martin on his back, but we have seen he is extremely dangerous fighting off his back, Alan.
He is. You see him going high guard right here. He can throw that left head, that left leg in front of the face. There we go. Has him in an omoplata position. That's the defense for Ya to step over. That's how you get out of it. Tricky position right here. He's going to look for the knee bar or the leg lock right here. You can see the flexibility that Martin has. He's very comfortable kind of just going inverted in these type of positions.
Yes. I mean, seamless transitioning too. Going from the legs to the arm. And he is as dangerous as they come on the canvas.
Oh, he's throwing up that triangle. It's going to be slippery right here. Ya might have an opportunity to slip out, but it looks tight.
It looks extremely tight. Here's the tap. Emma Ya forced to tap James Martin. His 9th career submission victory.
Martin's the real deal, baby.
Wow.
He's dangerous, man. He's dangerous everywhere. You have to be cautious at all times. You take somebody like that down. I mean, he went inverted. He took the back. He went for the knee bar. He slaps on the triangle. Didn't work. Slaps it back on again and gets the finish in the third round.
Beautiful transition. And man, James Martin, the 29-year-old, the emotion pouring out another finish for James Martin, and let's take a look at it, Alan. This
Beautiful
was
stuff.
beautiful.
Ryan, you saw he had that 2-on-1 control, controlling the left arm right there. If Yaz slaps on that triangle, I didn't know if he was going to get the finish because it's slippery, but look how smart. Compresses, catches the leg. You can see Yaz right
And there's
leg
a tapping, isn't he?
I couldn't tell if that first
But
thing
there's
was
the
for the
tap.
tap or a punch, right?
Yes.
I was thinking the exact same thing. We watch this again. Look, he's got the leg trapped. He's got the arm trapped. He's pulling down on the head with two hands. I mean, he does everything correctly, especially trying to secure someone by trapping the leg in a position where you're sweaty in the third round.
Yes.
Submissions in the third round and submissions in the first round, you might have to make an adjustment. You can see the experience from the White Wolf, James Martin.
Well, our first fight took only 11 seconds. James Martin comes back and gets it done in the third. Let's get the official decision from Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Bobby Wambach calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 1 second in the third and final round, declaring your winner by tap out due to triangle choke, the White Wolf, James Martin.
James Martin keeps his spotless record complete. Another win for him. His 9th career submission win. And his second submission via triangle. Also gives Yaz II his first pro defeat. Keep an eye on James Martin. I think, Alan, he might have just put the entire LFA welterweight division on high alert.
I think so. I mean, I'm very impressed by him, right? I mean, he showed that even when he gets taken down, he's dangerous in all areas. And when you listed some of the submission finishes that he's had, I mean, it shows he's a threat everywhere. He's unorthodox and very comfortable on the feet. Switching stances, has kicks from southpaw, kicks unorthodox. Great performance tonight by the White Wolf, James Martin.
2 preliminary bouts on the LFA Fight Network in the books. 2 finishes, a highlight reel knockout and a spectacular submission. We have one more to go before we get to the LFA 182 main card coming up at the top of the hour on UFC Fight Pass. It's a pivotal matchup in the bantamweight division. Our main event when 2 of the sport's rising stars face off as Mitch McKee battles Jose Hernandez.
Hi, I'm Merciless Mitch McKee, and I'm fighting tonight in the LFA 182 main event. Pretty special to get another call to do another main event back-to-back. This will be my 3rd fight here, so I'm excited to put on a good show in front of these fans. I wrestle at the University of Minnesota, so I got kind of a wrestling fighting style, but at the same time, the last 3 years I've been working on my striking and jiu-jitsu, so I'm ready to bring everything into that cage tonight.
Merciless Mitch McKee.
My last fight was a decision, the first one I've had. It definitely helped me grow, just getting a full fight in me and getting that full 15 minutes in me really gave me a lot to learn from. I'm excited to get back in the cage and show how much I've grown.
Jose Nano Hernandez.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Jose Nano Hernandez, fighting out of Kearney Combat Sports in Kearney, Nebraska. Fighting tonight in the main event for LFA 182. I have a gritty style. Like, I like to make a fight and I like to please the fans. So. I'm a freestyle fighter, so wherever the fight goes, I'm pretty comfortable in. He has a thing where he said that he's gonna impose his will on me. Well, I'm looking to do the exact same thing, impose my will on him.
I'm still gonna get the finish. It's just, it always comes when you least expect it, and I'm gonna be on him the whole time, but with a little bit more IQ involved, but we're definitely looking for the finish at all times.
He has all the hype behind him. He has all his fans behind him, his family, his friends, but so do I. I want to take it all. Everything that he has right now, I want it.
That is tonight's LFA number 182 main event. Kicking off at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. If you haven't done so, sign up today. Get to UFCFightPass.com, the exclusive home of the Legacy of Fighting Alliance. Well, the All-American Golden Gopher wrestler Mitch McKee looking to keep his perfect record intact tonight. Comes in, Alan, with a 5-0 record in MMA, the 4-time NCAA national qualifier and All-American. 2019 from the University of Minnesota, making his 5th LFA appearance, and it's his 2nd main event in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his style, Ron. You mentioned he's an All-American wrestler, University of Minnesota, and he power double, right? He's able to go through you, inside trips. He's going to take you down. But the other thing that he possesses is he's got that power in his punch, right? And whenever you have a gifted wrestler with athleticism and explosiveness, you teach him how to strike hard. Now, that's the toughest thing to deal with. He's going to be level changing up and down. You don't know if he's trying to take you down or if he's trying to throw an overhand right. He's had a tremendous amount of success, and he's looking in this 2nd main event here in the LFA to try to solidify a title shot, but he's got a tough road ahead of him. You look at Jose Hernandez right here. This is probably one of the best boxers that Mitch McKee has been against. You look at the angle changes, the in and out movement. Look at that. I mean, very beautiful boxing. You can tell he's had professional boxing experience. He's a scrappy guy. He says he's a freestyle fighter. He's also a wrestling coach, Ron. He's a wrestling coach for a lot of people, so he knows how to break people down and get the job done. You look here, Nikita Kolshin. I mean, this is going to be a fight you have to keep your eyes on. Nikita Kolshin, hot prospect right now, 5-0, does everything well, very powerful, very just a sound MMA type game. This is a guy that has 60 or 70 amateur fights in Pancration before even going pro. He's one of these guys we're keeping our eyes on tonight. Another fight before that, the flyweight division, Nate Smith. Look, when I tell you someone comes into a fight intense, this is Nate Smith. This guy comes into the meetings telling us he's here to make a mark. He's going to get rid of his opponent in devastating fashion. He will beat him in all areas. Look out for Nate Smith tonight, guys.
Man, he was on a mission yesterday. He's excited to be back here in the LFA. All right, final LFA 182 preliminary bout. We will move to the LFA flyweight division, and the Tell the Tape is presented by Resolite. Women's flyweight battle between Chey Bowers and Naomie Young. Bowers, 29 years old. Young is 3 years younger, 2 inches taller, and will have a 2-inch reach advantage. One more time we go inside the LFA octagon, and Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA flyweight division, brought to you tonight by Resolite, the world's largest mat manufacturer, producing quality athletic mats since 1959. Resolite, the official mat supplier of the LFA. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5'7", weight in 124.2 pounds. She holds a professional record, 1 win, 1 defeat. That win coming by way of submission. Representing Fusion XL Performance, fighting out of Orlando, Florida, Naomie Queen Kong Young. Her opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a boxer and wrestling style fighter standing 5'5", weight in 124.8 pounds. She holds a professional record, 3 wins, 1 defeat, with 2 wins coming by way of submission. Representing Next Edge Academy, fighting out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Chey the Boss Bowers. Your referee in charge of the action, Eric Hines.
All right, girls, I expect a clean, fair fight. We address the rules in the back. If you're going to touch them up, do it now, and let's show them what it means to fight like a girl. Let's go.
Love it, Eric Hines, getting everyone here at the Sanford Pentagon pumped up for this LFA matchup between Chey Bowers and Naomie Young. Naomie Young, 1-1, fighting out of Orlando. She's got the blue tape. She comes in as the underdog, plus 200. Chey Bowers, minus 260 favorites.
Yeah, look out for the kicks of Bowers. If you see her fight in the past. I mean, she's got great kicks, great flexibility. She likes to throw it at range. She also likes to do this. She likes to kind of get in there and clinch you up. She does need to be careful, though. Naomie Young, good submissions. I've seen her finish fights very quickly by finding her way on top and slapping on a head and arm choke. Both women right here just tallying for position.
Bounces up very quickly. Naomie Young is a gymnast growing up. Started training MMA fully when she was 21 years old, fell in love with the sport.
A gymnast, man. I mean, that's got to transition into MMA very well.
You would think so, absolutely.
I mean, that type of core strength. I remember the brothers at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, Boogie and his brother Martinez.
Yes.
These guys were breakdancers, right?
Exactly.
And they got into jiu-jitsu in like 3 years. They had black belts because they were breakdancing all over people, choking them out left and right. I bet gymnasts have some incredible core strength.
Bowers pressing Young up against the octagon wall. Gets a knee through. Bowers' corner now calling for an elbow.
Yep, she's looking to... Bowers was looking to get wrist control and then slide an elbow over the top. Young was aware of it. Cross-facing right now, kind of blocking that option for Bowers.
Bowers looking for that trip as we just passed the 3-minute mark of the opening round.
Bowers seems to kind of show us her game plan early, right? I mean, I spoke about her kicks, but ever since she's gotten into range against Young, she's been relentless on trying to find that takedown. Finally, some separation between the two. Sorry, Ron.
Right, Naomie Young to fend off that takedown, and finally, Chey Bowers lets it go. Fighters reset in the center of the octagon.
Oh.
LFA Flyweight division.
Beautiful front teep right there by Naomie Young. Here comes that pressure again from Bowers.
Young letting those knees fly. She's got a few strikes through the guard. Under 2 minutes to go. Make sure you are following the Legacy Fighting Alliance across the social media spectrum at LFA Fighting. Fight card updates, exclusive articles, and new episodes of Inside LFA.
Bowers is going to have an opportunity for an inside trip right here if she wants to finish this takedown. Young did a nice job getting that leg down, but you could see Chey Bowers, when she's throwing strikes from the outside, she's definitely trying to grab Young. She's throwing a strike, hoping it lands, but really just trying to close the distance to get her hands on Young to do this. Be able to tangle her up, tie her up, put her against the fence, try to drag her down. She must obviously feel that that's going to be her path to victory, that she's stronger than Naomie Young if she can get on top. Not having any success with it so far. She's been winning the cage battle, but not really solidifying a strong takedown. That was a beautiful counter right hand right there by Chey Bowers. This is a much better position to finish.
And she gets it.
Finally got her hands together, tight on the hips of Young. Bounced her off of the fence, got her down. We'll see if she can hold her down, though. She's not clear yet. Naomie Young's in a great position to just scoot her back against the fence and try to shimmy up. But look, Bowers doing a tremendous job, putting her knee, her body in between Young and the fence, trying to take the back or get the mount position.
Bowers dropping some bombs now. 15 seconds to go. Mounts up. Young trying to buck her off, but not working. Bowers delivering some big shots. But time winding down. And it looks like Naomie Young will survive. But a very strong finish for Chey Bowers. Comes into this fight riding a 3-fight win streak, making her 4th LFA appearance.
see right here, Young pressing forward, but she walked a little bit in too much, and Bowers did a nice job of getting her head offline, throwing that counter right hand. Probably the most powerful strike of that round so far. And you see, this is how the round ended. Bowers finally able to get Young to the mat and capitalized on it. Did get a little heavy. Found her way on the side towards the end of it. It wasn't enough time for Young to capitalize on it. Strong finish for the round right there for Chey Bowers.
Known as the boss. The boss was taking it to Naomie Young here at the end of that round. Finished very strong. Trains out of the Next Edge Academy. There's Hoyer and Ian Ricci.
The boss and Queen Kong. I mean, these are good nicknames.
Great nicknames. Yeah. Well said, sir.
Well thought out nicknames.
And two top women flyweights, there's no doubt about it. I can see both of these being included on an LFA main card very soon. Naomie Young, she's coming off a first-round submission win back in July.
Yeah, dominant performance in that one as well. I mean, she was just able to take her opponent down, stay there in position, slap on a choke, and just cook their opponent until she had nothing left in her, had forced to quit, forced to tap out.
Now Bowers letting those fists fly. Those strikes beginning to find the target. Strong boxer. Low kick from Bowers. Naomie Young looks to be breathing pretty hard at this point. We're in the second round, clinches up and continues to throw those knees.
Yeah, there was some elbow opportunities there for Young. You could hear her corner calling for it. She didn't quite see it.
Right there, pressure. Yep, good. Circle left. You can't just do just one, though.
There was that same type of collision that happened in the first round when they both threw a strike, but Bowers was able to get a head off the firing line and land a little bit like that. It's just something that Young is going to have to take note of, that Bowers is getting her head off the firing line and throwing hard down the middle. Young is still kind of keeping her head center line. I'd like to see a little more head movement or get her head offline when she's throwing as well. Avoid taking those big shots.
Great insight from Alan Joban. We're at the Sanford Pentagon. That was a solid strike from Bowers. Backed Young up, and she is up against the cage. Not where you want to be. Now Bowers firing off knees, ripping the body, elbow up top.
Bowers is feeling it, and Young doesn't seem to be feeling it at all. She kind of looked away a second ago. I don't know if she was just kind of walking to get a new angle, but I don't like to see it. It tells me the focus is a little broken right now. Young needs to do everything she can right now to regroup. Just try to make it out of this round, do something impactful, but survive and try to make it to the next round. Bowers is feeling it right now. You can see the confidence right now.
Absolutely.
Throwing big shots, closing the distance at will now.
Chey Bowers started in 2019 in MMA. Really just began as a form of self-defense. Once she learned you could compete and make a living in this sport, she said it just snowballed from there. She has been all in since. Beautiful overhand right from Bowers.
Oh!
And a left hook.
Yeah, nice counter right there by Young. It didn't do much damage for Bowers, but it gives you something, right? Momentum builds momentum. You land one strike, you land another strike. It gets you out of the hole. So see if she can try to follow this up with something, but
Chey Bowers punches her way into a takedown.
Bowers is feeling it right now, Ron. I mean, she just,
yeah.
She's not feeling the threat of the danger. She just ate a shot, and she felt it didn't do much damage. She walked right in and took her down. I mean, that's an ideal way to eat a shot. You give me a shot, and I go and double leg you.
Oh, and now taking the back of Young. Young trying to slip out as Bowers raining down blows. Coming up on 30 seconds, Eric Hines, our referee, taking a close look. The Sioux Falls faithful cheering on their own Chey Bowers. Under 30, and that's going to do it. Eric Hines has stopped this fight. Chey Bowers gets it done for her 4th career victory. Beautiful performance by Chey Bowers.
You can feel the momentum shift in this fight, Ron, and when Chey Bowers got control of this fight, she just never looked back.
No.
I mean, she was all gas, all forward the entire second round, coming forward, landing shots at will to take down the finish. When she got into the mount position, she knew she could go for broke right there. She didn't really feel like there was a threat of being swept. You can see it. I mean, she was just feeling herself on the feet. Look at her walking forward, left hand, switches stances, right hand, lands the knee. Now look at the reaction right here. You can see Young. That's a fighter right there that's thinking, man, how did I find myself in this position? That's when she turned away. I didn't like that. That when you see that in a fighter, that's kind of like a
sign of the end is near.
Yeah, you know, look at this big overhand right now. Everything that we're seeing that we noticed about Young, Chey Bowers was seeing that as well, and she was able to continue in the onslaught, press forward, found herself in this dominant position, got the beautiful finish. Great performance right here by Chey, the boss Bowers.
The boss.
The boss lady has spoken.
Absolutely. Great smile. There she is. A lot of friends and family here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, cheering on Chey Bowers, who earns her 4th career win. And I'm with you, Alan. She looked very, very impressive because Naomie Young is as tough as they come, a very athletic fighter, but she just did not have an answer for the power of Chey Bowers.
Yeah, I like the way that Bowers was able to kind of take the air out of the room, close the differences, and pressure Young. I mean, she just stayed in her face the entirety of the fight, but especially when she got into that second round and she started kind of pulling away from her more and more and more. You can just see the momentum shift, the body language, and a great finish. Chey Bowers.
Let's now get the official decision back inside to Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Eric Hines calls a stop to this fight. 4 minutes, 36 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, Chey the Boss Bowers.
Very impressive performance tonight by Chey Bowers. Gets her 4th career victory in front of the hometown fans here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Coming up at the top of the hour in Legacy Fighting Alliance number 182, we have a stacked card, main event, a big-time fight in the bantamweight division. Former University of Minnesota wrestler Mitch McKee puts his spotless record on the line against Jose Hernandez. This card has several former Golden Gopher wrestlers on the card. Also making his debut tonight is a Michael Blockus. Blockus and McKee caught off with our UFC A Fight Pass crew to discuss MMA and college wrestling. Take a look.
This one's a tough question, but probably Penn State. I liked a lot of the other guys. Even the Iowa guys, I got along with them growing up, so it wasn't too much hate.
Oh, Iowa, for sure. I mean, when you live in Minnesota and you wrestle for Minnesota, it's Iowa. You hate everything about them. I mean, you probably gave me an easy one to start, but that's Dan Gable.
Correct.
No? Oh my God, I thought for sure it was Dan Gable.
B. Jim Zaleski.
Probably, I would say Doug Schwab. Yeah.
That's correct.
I think Michael's going to know that one too. I'm going to go with Schwab. I can't remember who he wrestled in the finals, but I know he won a title, I'm pretty sure, in 99. Yeah.
Good job.
Sweet. I actually wrestled for him too, so. I mean, I'll be guessing, but 91? Oh, I was going to guess that. I'm going to go with 89 just because it's the longest year, and I know they've had a long streak.
It's 1990.
1990? Close. I don't think Spencer would do that. DeSanto could definitely do that. Metcalf, maybe. Gilman, I don't know. Say DeSanto. Thomas Gilman? Yeah. I think that was at the Okie State duel, if I'm not corrected. I would have to say that was me against Jared Franek. Can't remember the date, but.
That is correct.
Oh, Minnesota. Yeah. Michael was the upset. Yeah. Oh. God, these are tough. I want to say 20 to 16. Oh, really? C 2021. Brock Lesnar beat who? Oh my goodness. Dang. I don't know, I was pretty young. Is it West Ham?
It is.
That's a good guess. To win it, Brock Lesnar beat. He didn't beat Mako, did he? Oh, I'm gonna say Mako. Oh, I was gonna say that. Well, Michael won this round. I put up a disappointing performance, but for me, it's actually I did better because we hate Iowa. But Michael wins 7 out of 7. I got 2 out of 7. But hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and we'll see you next time. Yep. Thanks, I guess. Better luck next time.
You can catch both of those men in action on the LFA number 182 main card